Finally, your request has been granted. This is the best carrot cake you will make. Okay, this is the best carrot cake you will see whole of the internet today. So let us jump right in and let me show you how to make it. First off, you want to mix your dry ingredients. Start with some flour. You want to add in some baking soda, cinnamon, bring in some salt. Now go ahead and whisk everything together. In this recipe, I'm using only baking soda. You do not need baking powder, okay? Baking soda only. Set the dry ingredients. But before we jump to the wet ingredients, I want to grease my baking pan first. I was supposed to grease the baking pan first before I even start mixing the dry ingredients. So pardon me on that part. So before you even mix your dry ingredients, make sure you grease your baking pan and set aside, and make sure your oven is also preheated at this time. So now you want to go ahead, mix some eggs. I'll be using 3 large eggs at room temperature. At room temperature, I insist. Bring in some cooking oil. Add in some sugar. For the sugar, you are not supposed to mix the sugar with the dry ingredients, okay? Now go ahead and whisk that. So this is how you want yours to be after mixing. The next you want to add in is some milk. Okay, you want to use maybe full fat milk. Full fat milk is gonna do good. You can as well use buttermilk. Okay, now for flavor, add in some vanilla extract, but I'm using the vanilla paste. The extract is good. Now bring in the dry ingredients, but you want to bring the dry ingredients in batches. Okay, now go ahead and whisk that until well combined. Cooking with Claudie, easy, simple recipe. This is the texture you want to achieve after mixing. Make sure your measurement is accurate. Use the correct measuring cups and the correct measuring spoons, okay? You want to bring in shredded carrot in there and some walnuts. I'm going to be using some walnuts. You can use pecans, you can use raisins, any of your favorite nuts, or you can as well skip the nuts if you do not want the nuts inside, okay? Go ahead and fold that. So if you are using nuts, do not pour in all the nuts. You want to save a little to sprinkle on top of the cake when you transfer into the baking pan, okay? Cooking with Claudie, easy, simple recipe. Now go ahead and transfer the batter inside the greased baking pan, and you are going to sprinkle the remaining walnut on it. If you have never ever tried walnuts on your carrot cake or even banana cake, then you should definitely give it a try. You can use, like I said, you can use dried fruits, you can use raisins as well. I'll use a greased spoon to just make a line in the middle, just for it to have a beautiful crack, just to grow the crack. Let it go to the oven, 350 degrees Fahrenheit, for about 50 minutes to 60 minutes until a tester comes out clean. My cake has been fully baked. See how beautiful and brown that is looking? Everything is perfect. So beautiful. Look at that. Don't you want to try this recipe? In fact, you have to steal this recipe. When I made this cake, my husband could not even believe it. He was like, you bought it from the store. I'm like, no, I baked it. He was like, no, this is to be true. It was so good, trust me. It was finished by the next morning when we had it for breakfast. So you want to let that cool inside the baking pan first before you remove the cake from the baking pan, okay? You can stand in the baking pan for about 5 minutes first before you transfer it to a cooling rack for it to finish cooling. My cake has been cooled. It is looking so pretty. Look at that. Thank you so much for watching, and make sure you check out the recipe on cookingwithclaudie.com. Do not miss on this one, okay? Until meet again in my next video. Bye for now. You take care, and I love you all. Don't forget to share the video.